Hey you guys, welcome to the Rubber Room. It's me, Chris Callie. It is 12 o'clock on Wednesday, which means it is time for another live at lunchtime in the Rubber Room. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the city of Rochester Hills, Michigan. Wow, that was okay, and I come to you every Wednesday at 12 o'clock to spend about a half an hour crafting with you and sharing some things. Today we're going to be making a masculine card using the Biggest Wish stamp set. This is one of my favorite stamp sets to use because I like the combination of fonts and I like the big greetings because then they become the focal point of your card, and it's a perfect set to use for masculine cards. We did masculine cards for our birthday club this past month, and we did this one. This is the He's All That stamp set that has this great masculine paper with it. And look at this one. How fun is this? And again, that's with the, this Biggest Wish stamp set. Just a lot of fun. I will come back and make these with you on another Lunchtime Live. But today we are going to make this one, which is one of my favorites because I love this technique. Stamping your word down the side like this is called hinge stamping, and we accomplish that using this tool, which is our Stamparatus. So we're gonna just dive right in and have some fun. And this one is all set up because I had a gal here stamping earlier. So the stamp is where it goes, but what you would normally do is to put this piece of cardstock in here. You have these two magnets on the back. You don't want to get your magnets close to each other. They are really strong and they will break. If you put them together, trying to get them apart will probably break them. So I have a little piece of grid paper in here, and then I have my Stampin' mat and a little kind of shim at the bottom there. Okay, so I'm going to line it up in my corner here, and just because the corner is the easiest one for me to remember where it is, and then you're just going to put your stamp over here where you want it, and then close it down with your lid, and your stamp will stick to your lid. So that's how we're going to leave this one. And I'm going to add just a small piece of washi tape, and that is going to make it so that this paper doesn't lift every time I go to stamp on it. So I'm just going to put a little washi tape around the bottom and that open side there. And not too much because I am going to stamp fairly close to the bottom and to my edge there. So I'm just going to kind of stick it like right down there so it's not going to cover up the edge of my paper where I want to be able to stamp on it, okay? I have a little dauber, I think a little Stampin' ink spot. The Stampin' spots are perfect for the Stamparatus because they're small. So rather than doing your whole ink pad like this, I'm going to move it over this way so you can see. I'm going to put my other magnet up there. So you can see that this ink pad is fairly large, and when I go to ink my stamp, it's going to get ink all over in here. So your Stampin' spots are really the trick to this. And you want to put a little stamp case, a little ink pad, something under this side so that you get a good ink on here, and it's not like if you don't put this here, it's kind of tipping towards one edge. So this is just going to give us a good even ink surface, okay? So I just have that sitting right there. And this is a crumb cake Stampin' spot. And you're just going to flip it and put it down. Okay, I'm gonna Move this out into the center here for you. Sorry for that glare on there. And I have what they call a chunky. This is a little gift that came from my downline Beth. Every time I use it, I think about her. So I'm especially lucky to have a downline as amazing as she is. But I love this gift too. It is just meant to kind of give you a nice, even covering with your ink. Okay? And I can see I missed that whole top up there. I can put it right back down, and that is one thing about this Stamparatus. I can re-ink this as many times as I want to get the kind of nice, smooth, really good coverage image. And it's kind of still like little dotted blotchy up there. So I'm going to ink it one more time. And sometimes when you put your paper that close to the top, it is going to get a little bit blotchy or a little bit hard to get your ink off in there. Okay. So now comes our hinge technique with this. And what I want to do is get a line. Wow, I did it again. See why this is my favorite tool? Because sometimes I need to do it 3 or 4 times before I get it to the kind of look that I want. I can see I'm still missing that whole top part up there. Let's try it one more time. And I can pull my paper down a little bit and start in a different spot, but I think that's going to do it. Yep, that is good. So then I am going to lift this out. I want my plate, my acrylic plate, to be straight up and down, and it's just going to lift out. And then I have these great hinges here, so I'm just going to move it down 1 hinge. I'm going to ink it back up with my little Stampin' Spot. And this is something I want my words to be straight, and I want them to line up with the same distance in between them each time I stamp them and be in alignment with each other. So you're really lining up like 3 different things here, because I want them to be horizontally and vertically the same throughout. And this kind of stamping technique works best with a stamp that is about 3/4 of an inch. So that's kind of your, if you're looking for a greeting that you want to do this with, it is about 3/4 of an inch. And again, I'm going to stamp and ink twice now because I did that with my first image. And I, of course, want that symmetry all the way throughout with each image that I stamp. And I think I'm going to do 4 of them. Yep, it looks like 4 of them will fit. So I'm just going to use my chunky to get that nice smooth. And then I'm going to lift it straight up again and down 1 more hinge. Okay, and then ink it again. And I think this is a really great look, especially for a masculine card. I don't know why I struggle so much with masculine cards. They can't have a ribbon. They can't have a flower. No, there's more things they can't have than they can have. And that oftentimes just kind of freezes me like the deer in the headlight, right? So this is just kind of, this font in particular looks very masculine to me. This brownish color. So it has a lot of kind of masculine things going on with it. So you're going to do that, and then one more time, we are going to lift it straight up, and then just bring it down 1 hinge. And thus the name hinge stamping, right? How fun is this? And you don't even really have to use any designer series paper or anything other than sentiment stamps. For the other cards we did, we used some very masculine designer series paper, which worked great. But if you want something a little quicker, a little easier, this might be the way that you want to go. can see I missed the top of that. Okay. And just bring my little gift in here. There we go. Perfect. Okay. And I'm going to pop this out and just kind of peel up my washi tape on both sides. Oops, that one didn't peel right off, did it? There we go. And this is just script paper, grid paper, that is a mini size that fits perfectly into your stamp apparatus. And you can order that as an extra. And I have covered my magnets with some tape. So just some duct tape is what it is. And that kind of helps them to not stick together, be a little less sticky. Okay, so let's get this tool out of the way. And let's bring in, I'm going to bring this piece of paper back in, and you can see how perfectly straight your image is, how it's lined up here, how it's lined up here, and how they have the same amount of spacing between each of the stamps. So I have some early espresso ink, and I am going to stamp the word happy in early espresso just right in here. Just like that. And it's going to be okay that it goes over this because it is really dark. So you're going to get that really nice, dark, crisp image with it. Okay, and then I want to give it a little bit of a texture. I don't want it to be too plain just because it is a masculine card. So I'm going to emboss it. I'm going to use this embossing folder. This is one of our new ones that is an online exclusive, and it's available in a 3-pack. They have dots, and then they have kind of a flower one, and then this one, which is called Crosshatch. So I'm going to just put my piece of paper right in there. And I want to make sure it's straight. And I'm going to use my base plate in this big number 4 plate, which is my gray plate. And your embossing folder is always going to go in hinge first. That cuts down on the wear and tear of that hinge, and you're not going to break your embossing folder in half. So I just started out, and then I put my hand right on the top handle and give it a little more stability. That also helps to make it so my table isn't rocking back and forth for you guys, which I'm sure you all appreciate, right? Okay, so then we have this, and you can see just the little crosshatch texture to it, which I think is awesome. Okay, so let's put our card together. I have a piece of Sahara sand that is 8.5 by 5.5. The 8.5 inch side is scored at 4 1/4. So I'm just going to fold and burnish on my score line. And I have a piece of 5 by 3 3/4 early espresso. And I'm just going to attach that with my regular Stampin' Seal to the top of my Sahara sand. Okay. And I do have, you guys, a Stamp-A-Palooza event coming up. If you're looking to spend a day stamping and crafting, this is the perfect day for you. It's going to happen on Tax Day, on April 15th. Did I get that straight? No. Boy, I have to really put this down straight. Maybe I can't talk and put something on that's straight. It might be my problem. So on Tax Day, we're going to make 10 cards. I'm going to pop this up and set it down. So we're going to do 2 each with 5 different stamp sets. So 2 different cards with 5 different stamp sets. There were so many stamp sets in that mini catalog that I just really still want to play with. So before our new catalog gets here, I'm going to have that event. That went on pretty straight. So I'm going to do the same thing. And again, whenever I use an embossing folder, I like to be sure I have adhesive all the way around in all those little nicks and crannies created by the embossing folder. So I'm going to put that down right on top of there. And I want to add some bling to it without being blinged, right? So these are Enamel Dot Essentials, and they are the perfect thing for this because they're nice and flat. They come in vanilla, crumb cake, and navy. That is a really, really pretty navy. And then that crumb cake, and the crumb cake is the one I'm going to use, and there are 3 sizes. So you have a small, a medium, and a large. So I'm going to do a large and a medium up here, and you can do any size you want. You can put these on with take your pick tool if you want. They're kind of big, so I'm just going to kind of flop them on there. And of course, that's how that works, right? The beauty of television. Okay. And then I'm going to put maybe a little medium one down here towards the bottom. I'll just kind of put it right. Okay. It's going everywhere but on my card. I'll chase it all over my paper. There we go. I'm going to put it kind of right there. Okay, so really simple, quick, and easy, but very masculine card. Okay, so Stampapalooza, back to that. It is on April 15th from 1 to 4. It's $45. You're going to get a goodie bag with over $20 of product in it that you can use throughout the day. And we're going to have table gifts and door prizes and raffles and prize patrol, all kinds of fun stuff going on. I will have a snack bar. We're going to have a really, really fun theme that I can't wait to share with you guys. So sign up has started. I do have a link on my Rubber Room Stamping Friends page, so you can RSVP and just let me know you want to attend. Let me pop through here real quick before I say goodbye and see who's watching. Hi, Jacqueline. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Carol. Thanks for joining me today, you guys. I love it when you're here with me. I went on a little bit early. We're having some remodeling done, and so I wanted to try and get in where the hammering wasn't going on for all of us. So have a great rest of your day today, and have a great weekend. I'll be back with you guys next week. Bye-bye.